This week on Point of Impact, our team is guiding at the Honey Creek Ranch. My Uncle Jimmy has a business and he wanted to show his clients just how much he appreciated them. And what better way to do that than take them on a northern Missouri whitetail hunt, right in the heart of the rut.
Point of Impact is brought to you by Under Armour. Go where you don't belong. Rage, the revolutionary rear-deploying expandable broadhead. Big Game Tree Stands. Rock solid. Nocturnal lighted knobs. Bass Pro, the granddaddy of all outdoor stores. Muddy Outdoors. And McBee Custom Homes.
Before everyone arrived at camp, my dad wanted to hold a meeting just to make sure we were all on the same page before everyone got there.
I want to meet with all you guides before we meet with the hunters when they come in and arrive tonight. Okay, the first thing I want to talk about is customer service. You're working for referrals. These guys are business owners. They're going to refer other people to us. Use our name a lot. Shake their hand. I want you to remember their names. We're going to be introduced. Pay attention. These are our hunters. You help them, your hunter. You take extra water for them. I mean, it's more than just the hunting experience. It's that when we're in a stand, do they need anything? If they want something, get out of the stand, it's okay. If your hunter don't want to hunt all day, he's fine. It's his hunt. If he wants to get out of his stand and go back to the house at night, no problem. You're there to make him have the best experience that he can have. Make it pressure-free.
After the meeting, we had about 2 hours to spare, and so we took everyone out and cut some last-minute shooting lanes and made sure everything was just perfect before they got into camp.
At camp, we were waiting for the guys to show up. Once they got there, we got introduced to everybody. Right off the bat, we knew it was going to be a great time and just like hunting with old buddies.
With everyone showing up all at once, it was a mad scramble to go and meet every one of them. And then we headed down to the rifle range to make sure the rifles were all sighted in still. The rest of the first night, we took it pretty easy. We played games in the Red Barn House, sat around the fire, and ate an awesome dinner made by our cook, Tessa.
Any deer you want, that's your deer. We want you to remember this at the Honey Creek Ranch. You had a good time, good food, good people.
After the first night was over, it was finally time to get set up in a tree stand for that first morning.
It's your call. It's up to you. He's a stud.
He's getting back up. He's getting back up.
He's getting up here. Hold on. So we got in the woods early this morning, just before dark. About 10 minutes after sun started coming up. Hated to end the hunt this quick.
Man, it was like 5 minutes into the hunt and Gil was already tagged out with a buck. And it wasn't too much longer and Al was following right behind him.
We appreciate you watching Point of Impact exclusively on the Pursuit channel. Be sure to visit our website at www.pointofimpacttv.com. Here you have the opportunity to see photos, videos, visit our sponsors, get to know our crew, shop for our latest Point of Impact gear, and even link to our social media platforms. So join the conversation and always be up to date with the Point of Impact team.
Just take your time, relax. Slowly squeeze the trigger. Did I hit him?
Oh yeah, he's done. Good shot. What do you think, buddy?
Well, I think that was quite incredible. Three bucks, the third one that came out, and the white tips on those horns.
Dude, you see how tall he was?
And then when I saw the mass on the bottom, he's got some kickers coming off the bottom. It was fun. It was fun.
Honey Creek Ranch, first morning. I saw the base and the white horns. He was really impressive. For 40 minutes of daylight, there's two deer that are gonna score 155 to 175. So incredible morning.
Now let's show you the hunt we had with my guest, Jared Heights from Illinois.
My name's Jared Heights, and I came in from Southern Illinois up here to Northwest Missouri to hunt at the Honey Creek Ranch. Hoping to get on a couple, or at least one mature whitetail here in northern Missouri.
Jared was looking for a nice mature buck on the first day. We sat there for quite a few hours, had a whole bunch of good, decent bucks come through, but just not the one he was looking for.
Saw a lot of good quality bucks this morning, good movement, just no mature bucks that we want to take a shot at.
Fortunately for us, the second day on the afternoon hunt, as soon as we got into the stand, there was already a buck in the field. He was already headed towards the timber, so we had a short amount of time to get set up to make the shot.
Here it is, Cody. Lay down right aside.
Congratulations, man.
Look at him.
That thing is huge.
Isn't he nice? All right, let's drag him out so we can get a better look at him.
Sounds good, let's drag him out.
Well, I hunted 2 days here in Northwest Missouri at Honey Creek Ranch, and just had a fabulous hunt. First day, Cody and I, we decided to hunt the thick timber. We saw a lot of good quality bucks, but not the one that I wanted to take. So we were patient, and we decided to move out to the bean field the second day. Actually saw this deer in the morning. Couldn't get it on him well enough to take a shot at him, but we did see him bed down about 8:15 or 8:30 that morning in some tall grass. So we got out of the stand a little later than that and got some lunch, came back in the afternoon, and was hopeful he was still there. Unfortunately, he came out about 3:30.
Yes, he did.
I took first shot, hit him low, and went through low, hit the front leg, and then hit the back leg. And fortunately, he gave me a broadside shot for the second shot, and drilled him that time. And we went in this tall grass and laid down, and we were able to find him. So I want to thank Steve McBee at Honey Creek Ranch for helping or putting on this great hunt. And I want to thank Cody, my cameraman and guide, for putting me on all these quality whitetail.
Absolute monster deer, great whitetail from Missouri, and I couldn't be more happy for Jared Heights.
Well, we just got in from Nashville yesterday up here at Honey Creek Ranch to hunt with Steve McBee and friends. Big ones, we know they're in here. We've seen a lot of really nice deer on the wall down here, so we know the genetics are here. We're going to be hunting the next 3 days, and hopefully we'll bag one to put on the wall.
On the second morning of his hunt, Ron ended up getting a great buck with an awesome shot. And I'm sure he was glad he was. A cold front moved in, and it was freezing out there. On the second morning of his hunt, Ron ended up getting a great buck with an awesome shot. And I'm sure he was glad he was. A cold front moved in, and it was freezing out there. Now let's head over to Scott and see how his hunt was going.
Well, we got in here about 50 minutes before shooting time. And the rut is really getting going here. The winds are swirling a little bit down here in the bottom for us right now. But it's been pretty calm. We're going to try a rattling sequence here fairly quickly and see if we can get some action. Skirted out about 35-40 yards from us, not really ever given a shot. Not quite a shooter with some of the other ones we've seen in here. Several bucks cruising. Saw a few that were actually tending does already. And looking forward to that cold front coming in tonight. I think it's really going to get the deer moving tomorrow.
It's day 2 of our hunt. A cold front did come in last night. It was 70 yesterday during midday. It was 28, I think, 26 when we came in this morning with the wind chill, just about 15 degrees. We got northwest wind, pretty steady, 15-20 miles an hour. We had a little bit of snow and ice, really the first for the fall. Yesterday we saw quite a bit of chasing, and I really think we're going to have some good action. We'll probably be in here most of the day, and we'll see if we can get it done. Shot definitely was high. It looked like he dropped a little bit. I think I just aimed a little bit too high than I should have. I did see the top of the arrow break off, so I'm hoping I caught that offside shoulder and maybe caught the top of the backside lung. We're gonna go back and look at the footage, give him some time, and hopefully we'll be trailing a deer soon.
Oh, I am happy we found him. Well, I am thrilled that we found this buck. Shot was definitely high, caught the offside lung. Wish it would have been a double lung, but we have found him. So he's been dead a little while, but better to be safe than sorry. Thanks, Stephen, all the guys at Honey Creek Ranch. First class operation. I can't speak highly enough of the group. They've got some big deer around here. These guys know what they're doing, and fantastic accommodations, fantastic food, all around just top-notch group. Thanks, guys.
Hey guys, November 13th here in Northwest Missouri. It's extremely cold out and the deer are on their feed. For this tip of the week, we're going to go over decoy and decoy placement. And a lot of people use it for turkey hunting already, but don't know how effective it can also be for deer hunting. First thing I'm going to tell you is invest in a good decoy. And we're going to talk about the Flambeau, Boss Buck, and Boss Doe decoy. These decoys are extremely detailed and definitely worth the investment. Now we're going to go into some finer details that can help you fine-tune your decoy setup. First thing we're going to go over is something that may look extremely awkward at first, but I've had really good success with it this year, and that is turning the deer's ears backwards, the buck only, to give it a more aggressive posture. Any buck that's stepped out in the field has seen this deer and come in ready to whoop it. Now we're going to go over how and where to place your decoys. With our stand back here behind us, I like to place the buck decoy facing, quartering towards us. If you've ever seen a buck come or approach another deer, they come from the front end with their heads kind of angled like this, coming towards the front, because obviously their horns are on the front. They're going to fight from the front end of this buck. So if he's coming towards him like that, he's going to give you a perfect quartering away or broadside shot, which is what you want. And then for the doe, I like to do the exact opposite. So I'm going to face this doe quartering away with the stand over here, because whenever a buck approaches a doe, he's going to come up from behind her and smell her backside, which again gives you a quartering away shot, which is what you want as a bow hunter. Now I'm going to show you something that I do. It's just a little tip that might help you get that big buck to stay right here at the decoy. And that's get your drag rag filled with doe and estrus and drop it just about that far. And these Flambeau Boss Doe decoys have a nice slot that you can put this drag rag in. And I'll put it just like that and have it hanging down, and that big buck will come underneath here and smell that and really stick to this spot. Decoys are an extremely effective way to get that buck of a lifetime in range. They're incredibly easy to put up and take down. It takes less than 3 minutes to put one up, especially these Flambeau Boss Buck and Boss Doe decoys. I really suggest you go out and get one and try it for yourself. You'll see just how great they really are and how great they are for someone who's filming hunts. Deer come into the field, they are so fixated on these decoys, they won't even see you up in your stand, grabbing your bow, drawing back. They really are just an easy, effective way to get that buck of a lifetime on the ground. Now we're going to show you a quick clip of Josh's hunt, who's actually Al's son. He went out there with our Uncle Jimmy and Bee, and my Uncle Jimmy was using a camera that we don't usually film with, and he wasn't able to get a lot of film of this buck, but we wanted to share it with you all just because this buck was an absolute buck of a lifetime. It was a deer we called Moose, and we'd watched him throughout the summer. And you want to talk about mass out of this world. It was an awesome hunt, and unfortunately we weren't able to capture it all, but he did get the shot, which is still pretty neat. After everyone had tagged out, it was time to go bird hunting. Pheasant, quail, chucker. It was an awesome time. And as you can expect, we didn't get away from it without our dad having a little safety meeting. Of course, he will talk your ear off if you know him, trust me. It was a great time though, and the guys had a lot of fun.
All right. That's what we're talking about.
I'd like to thank you all for stopping by and catching this episode of Point of Impact. It was our first experience guiding, and we really didn't know what to expect, but we went into it with a good attitude and with a hard work ethic, and it all turned out pretty well. The guys had a blast, and we had an absolute blast being able to guide them. Thank you again, and we'll see you next week on Point of Impact.